Hello everyone, my name is Joy and you are welcome to my channel. Today we are learning a useful English idiom, to be wet behind the ears. In this video you will learn the meaning of the idiom, simple examples, and how to use it in everyday conversations. Let's get started. If someone is wet behind the ears, it means that they are young and inexperienced, or they lack knowledge and skills in a particular situation because they are new to it. We use this idiom when a person is starting a new job, a new hobby, or is simply too young to understand how a certain system works. A person who is wet behind the ears is still learning, does not have much experience yet, and may make mistakes easily. This idiom comes from the imagery of a newborn animal, like a calf or a foal. When they are born, they are covered in bird fluids. While the rest of their body might dry quickly in the sun, the small area tucked behind their ears stay wet the longest. Therefore, if someone is wet behind the ears, they are still new. This is an informal idiom and it can sometimes be slightly insulting or condescending, as it implies the person is like a baby. Let me illustrate further with a short story that shows this idiom in use. Mark had just graduated from university with top honors. He was smart and confident, and he landed a job as a junior manager at a busy construction company. On his first day, he wore a brand new expensive suit and carried a shiny briefcase. At the construction site, he met Sarah, the foreman, who had been building skyscrapers for 30 years. Sarah was wearing dusty boots and a faded hard hat. "All right, Mark," Sarah said, pointing to a pile of blueprints. "We need to adjust the foundation because the soil here is much softer than the report says." Mark shook his head. "According to my textbooks, Sarah, we should stick to the original plan. The data is clear." Sarah sighed and looked at the other workers. One of them whispered, "He's a bit wet behind the ears, isn't he?" "Just a bit," Sarah replied kindly. She turned back to Mark. "Books are great, Mark, but they don't tell you how the wind feels or how the ground shifts after a heavy rain. You've got the degree, but you are still wet behind the ears when it comes to real mud and steel." Mark realized then that while he was educated, he lacked the real-world experience that only time could give him. He decided to put his textbooks away and spend the rest of the day listening to Sarah instead. Sentence examples. Our new manager has a lot of good ideas, but she's still wet behind the ears when it comes to handling difficult customers. My brother thinks he's a great driver, but he's still wet behind the ears. He only got his license yesterday. The young striker has amazing speed, but he's wet behind the ears and doesn't know how to beat experienced defenders yet. He joined the chess club thinking he was an expert, but the older players showed him he was still wet behind the ears.